Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Jose Mourinho challenge, where today it's the last game of the season. So, yes, unfortunately, we didn't get any more finals this year, but things are looking interesting. Before we jump into it, though, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I can bring you lots more of this good stuff. But we're fifth, so we're sitting just outside the Champions League area. We've got a chance of getting there. We've just got to beat Saints and hope that Tottenham don't win. That's pretty much all we've got to do. We have had some issues with the likes of Kylian Mbappe becoming injured for a large chunk of time, and that's led to, a downward form trajectory. There was a little bit of an issue. So, unfortunately, we lost in the Carabao semi-final against Man City in the end over the two legs. We did all right, but we obviously, because it was so soon after signing for the club, we were kind of a bit limited as to what kind of form we were on. We then picked up a good bit of run of form going into the next few games, the next couple of months, going through the likes of January into February and then March as well. It was late on in March where we lost to Chelsea, which was unfortunate, but not too surprising. We then lost, unfortunately, to Leicester, of all teams, in the quarter-final of the Euro Cup. So the Europa League was out there as well. We have managed to find a formation that I think is working now much better. We beat Chelsea 5-2 very comfortably, beating Man City as well as Tottenham. So last few games, we've really started to get a bit of form. We've obviously got a few issues with the squad, which I can talk to you about. The first thing, though, is that Jose Gaia will be leaving at the end of the season. He will be joining Shakhtar, coming to the end of his contract, £110,000 a week. We've got multiple players that can play left back. There's like 5 players that are left backs in this team, so it was just about time to get rid of one. But let's take a look at the rest of the transfers in January. So generally, there wasn't much going on. The fact that Liverpool actually signed Cucurella and Alvaro Fernandez both this season is kind of mental, that they're left backs. I just don't understand why they want so many left backs. But otherwise, we did also have to sell a couple more players. A few of them were academy players, so nothing really to note. But we did sell Mohamed Salah. He wanted to leave for Champions League football. I tried to persuade him to stay, but ultimately his wages weren't really... he wasn't contributing as much as I'd hoped in the few games that he was involved. So I just let him go. I think it's fine to do that. I think it was time for him to move on. To be fair, he's 36. He's still very good for 36, but I think it was about time that we moved him on. Now, looking at the squad, today we've got Southampton, who are down in 13th. So we've got that going for us. Looking at the team, we are playing a 5 at the back with wingers, inverted wingers, gegenpress, a deep line playmaker, an advanced playmaker, and the centre-backs are all quite narrow. So, and this has been working pretty well. Now, like I say, Mbappe had been out for a long, long period with an injury. If I can show you that would be great, because yeah, you can see a major shin splints injury where he was out for 5 weeks. Before that, they were having to deal with him being out for 3 weeks. So it took him a while to get back into the side. But he's back now, full fitness. He's doing Mbappe things, which is great, which is exactly what you want. We've managed to develop Chris into a bit more of an attacking wing-back. And Kieran Rush doing well at the back line with Valente and Van Dijk, who's obviously retiring at the end of the year. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But there will be transfers needed to be made to kind of rectify things at the club. But we'll jump into the game now. It is Saints, so hopefully we can carry on that bit of form we've got ourselves into of recent, with beating the likes of Chelsea, Man City and Spurs, who are all very good teams at the moment and performed very, very well. So I'm hoping that this kind of carries on for us and we can hop into that 4th spot. Tottenham do have Newcastle. So at the moment, Newcastle are in 8th, but we know that they can cause any issues with the amount of money they've got and have probably spent already in this save, that they can cause some trouble for the bigger teams as well. So hopefully we can make the most of it, as it is a throw-in into Mbappe. He plays it back with Sambi Lokonga receiving it again. Guendouzi looks all the way back to Valente at the back there. Virgil van Dijk stepping into the midfield, which he does a lot. because he likes to get further forward and support the team. Mbappe, back to Guendouzi again. We're keeping the ball quite nicely as Robertson's on the overlap, who's again getting on a bit. So it is maybe time for us to think about left wing back position. But a decent start to the game. 20 minutes in and we've already had a shot blocked from going in right on the goal line. A ball in by Mbappe, doesn't find Paredes at the back post, who is wanted by a lot of clubs as well. A clearance forward. Alex is looking to get there for Saints, but isn't quite able to reach it as we kind of sweep things up quite comfortably in the end. Chris with a throw-in into Rush. Back to Chris again as he looks to come forward now. Rush again. There are a few academy players that I will probably look into with the Liverpool team, because there are some players that look half decent and could probably fill in some of the gaps if we need to. It's just seeing how much money we're going to have to spend, because it could be quite tough. I mean, I'm very much looking forward to the next couple of seasons with Liverpool, just because it seems a bit like a project. A lovely ball in by Mbappe as Elliott isn't quite able to turn it in there. But it is a proper project. Like the fact that the old guard are kind of coming to the end of their careers, that there's little money, they haven't been in Champions League football for a while. It's all there for the makings of kind of a revival of Liverpool. So it's certainly something that I'm looking forward to in the next couple of seasons. It's good to have kind of half a season just to get used to the side and see where we need to improve, get a formation that we think might work with the side as a base, and kind of go from there. A clearance by the keeper. Virgil van Dijk cuts out. Guendouzi plays it through to Harvey Elliott, who's got to finish this. He doesn't. He hits the outside of the near post, and we're squirmed another chance. They have only had one shot. We're very, very dominant in the game today. So I'm hoping that that continues and we can make that pay. So half-time, it's not looking too great so far. As much as we've been dominant, we just really haven't had the best chances and made those pay. I think we will leave things as they are, because we're so on top. There's no rush to make changes. We don't need to panic. We don't need to... And to be honest, I'm not sure we've really got anyone on the bench that is better than the players on the pitch. Mbappe's playing well, but still not created anything. Harvey Elliott's the opposite. Isn't playing well, but should be able to do something. Our XGs are 2.02. So if we don't win this game, I'm going to be incredibly amazed. And if we lose, I'm going to be furious. A ball through. Avado receives it for Saints on the right-hand side. He has to cut back to try and deliver that ball. He goes all the way to the edge of the box. He plays it across to Baptiste. Alisson Becker matches the shot and is able to palm it wide in the end. But that's not good. I was a little bit worried that we might have conceded there and it turned into one of those games, the one that none of us really enjoy. It's a ball in, though, as it is cleared quite comfortably in the end, so nothing really to worry about there. Vargas coming forward, Valenti with a challenge, and it is a foul, and they get a free kick. I mean, we don't want to be giving them positions like this to get a chance at putting the ball in the box. Robertson, though, with a throw-in, back to Valenti. Right, can we move the ball forward and create something from this? Virgil van Dijk into Valenti again. He looks to play into Sambi Lokonga, who is on a yellow card, so maybe that's a player that we might have to look to take off. We don't want to go down to 10 men in this game, especially in the last 10 minutes, because that will just kill off any sort of hope we might have. But Harvey Vale wins that off Sambi Lokonga, who drives forward. His shot is saved by Alisson, once again quite comfortably, as Rush receives the rollout to him. And Chris looks forward to Elliott. Here we go. The highlight's over. It's fine. It doesn't look like we'd be able to get into Champions League football anyway, because it looks like Spurs are winning. I can't actually see that on here, but you can tell by the... Oh no, they've just leveled things and we haven't made the most. I didn't make any changes. Maybe that's why. No, it's not. It can't be, because Newcastle beat Tottenham 3-1 in the last 5 minutes. Well, last 10 minutes. Christ, what a game that was. That is devastating. Good thing, one positive to note, is we're above Leicester. So at least that is the one thing to note, is that we are above the team we left to join Liverpool. So that's good. We have also got in 30 million for finishing 5th. We're in the Europa League, which is good. Next season, I'm hoping to get into the Champions League, whether that's winning the Europa League or just in the top 4. I think that's possible. I think we could absolutely do that with the kind of form we ended the season on, if we carry that into it, I don't see why not. A bit frustrating that we weren't able to win against Saints, because I don't quite understand why we were so dominant in that game. There was like no reason why we wouldn't score, but we didn't. And we're going to jump to the end of season review now and just take a quick look through before, next episode where we'll be starting the next season. So, new arrivals. Like I say, we didn't bring anyone in during our time here at the moment. Guendouzi, Cucurella and Alvaro Fernandez were all the players that were brought in for a good amount of money, 20 million almost each. A bunch of players have left the club though. A few seem to be some of the younger ones. Mane leaving on a free, 37 years old. I mean, it seems like this season they've just released a lot of players who were at the club and getting on. I mean, they've stuck around though. Mohamed Salah, Fabinho, Marquinhos, who they'd obviously signed previously, Jordan Henderson, as well as Sadio Mane, all players that are the older guard leaving the club. And I mean, that might be kind of how things are going to go now with the club, is moving players on. Quarter-final, bit of a shame considering we lost to Leicester, which I was hoping we might be able to do a bit better in. They're not overly happy, but I mean, to be fair, came into a side which was awful. We lost 2-1 to Chelsea in the quarter-final after the club went in the final, and we reached the we lost in the semi-final of the one game we played. So not ideal with trophy-wise, but I think things will be okay. 11-0. Wow, they beat Valor in the Europa League. 11-0. Blimey heck. A lot of money reduced. I mean, they haven't made enough money this season. Next season, we will fix that. We'll make sure of that. And this is the side that seemed to be the best 11. Fernandes, Van Dijk, Valenti, Chris, Alisson, Sambi Lokonga, Guendouzi, Elliott, Parada, Vladicic, and Mbappe. That formation will be different next year, as it will likely stick with the one we've got currently in the 5 at the back, as it seems to be working quite nicely. Although we will have to look for a replacement for Van Dijk, that's for sure. Most player of the match was Kylian Mbappe with goals by a player in a match, 5 goals. I think that was in the game that they won 11-0. Then you got Fans Player of the Year, Van Dijk, who's now retiring, which sucks. Young Player of the Season was Chris. Goal of the Season, Parada. Top goal scorer, Mbappe. Assists, Elliott. Man of the match is Mbappe. Highest average rating, Mbappe. And Sambi Lokonga as well with best passes. Best player in Europe, Mbappe. And goal 50 top player was Mbappe as well. So, I mean, he is all about that. But there you go. We will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next season will go better. Let me know in the comments of any ideas you've got as to kind of where we need to strengthen. I think we know that the likes of Van Dijk obviously will be retiring and leaving. Maybe midfield could probably do with an upgrade. And obviously centre halves, I think maybe 1 or 2 there. But let me know what you reckon. It'll be interesting to see how we do next year with a first full season in charge of Liverpool. Unless a club comes in for me, I won't be looking for anywhere else. And it has to be a big club. And I'm talking a big, big club. Probably not even a club in the Premier League. But there you go. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I will catch you in the next one.